Green Thumbs generally works in school gardens. We work in St. Jamestown, Cabbagetown, and Regent Park at schools, teaching kids about food literacy, creating nature connection, and we right now have about 4 gardens in our neighborhood that we really work with quite closely. So the roof was just kind of an extension. It was something extra. It wasn't our bread and butter. It was just something to kind of look at and see what we could do with. In 2022, I started working here and we started basically developing the roof. The first thing that when I came to this office is you come through the elevator and you see out and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful amount of space. It was mainly just sedum, but once you get out there, the opportunity just really hits you and you feel like this is a special space and there's something that we can do there. So myself and Sophie here were both working at Green Thumbs at the time, and we started just throwing down, wood chips, making pathways, putting soil on top of sedum areas, and creating beds that way. And we were just experimenting. We're like, what can we grow here? There's only 6 inches of soil. We probably can't do a lot. Let's see what we can do. So we started developing this really rather makeshift kind of garden. And started growing tomatoes and cucumbers and everything that we would grow in our school gardens with our kids. But we wanted this now for the market. So every Tuesday we go to the Cabbagetown Farmers Market. And usually what we would do is we would harvest from all the schools, whatever was available in the summer, and take that to market. But now what we were able to do was take produce that we were growing off the roof and take that to market, which really opened up all the produce in the gardens to be given to the kids and to really develop those food programs, teaching them about where their food comes from and seeing that full development. So that was a really great way of alleviating that food for the kids, but then also still bringing some income and interest to the market. So then in 2023, Sophie and I again got really inspired. And we were like, that was amazing. That was so fun. How can we make this better? And under a lot of mentorship, we did not reinvent the wheel, but under a lot of mentorship, especially from TMU and a lot of Googling, we developed what we have out there now. So we're all going to head out to the roof and we're going to have a look at it. Finally, this year, the Ontario Trillium Foundation came through and gave us the money to install this. Yeah, just having you guys out here is kind of like a dream. It's really, really exciting. But as you can see, where you guys are standing is grass, but all that used to be sedum. You're standing on about 5 inches of soil, 5 or 6. And then over here, this is where we decided to start our farm. So 5 or 6 inches is not a lot of depth. So for some of the crops that we wanted to try growing, we wanted a bit more depth. So we started digging down into these pathways and taking that soil and putting it onto these beds to give us about a foot or so of soil to increase that depth and also the nutrients capacity. Now this was all again, we did not invent this method. We had a lot of mentorship and a lot of help from urban growers in the city, and Arlene Thronis, absolutely, from TMU, was a huge mentor to us. So it's really great having you out here. But yeah, and again, it was all experimenting. Pardon? Yeah. Very cool. It was all experimenting. We wanted to see what we could grow, what sold at market. What was exciting to us. We found different varieties of these weird little peppers, black tomatoes, a bunch of different varieties and things that were just really interesting that we wanted to try out ourselves. So this became kind of like a lab for us. Today, what we're growing now is mainly for markets as well as for pollinators. We'd like to grow a lot of flowers, a lot of native flowers especially, for our pollinators. What we started doing is we started pollinator surveys to see how many pollinators were going on the sedum and then how many pollinators were coming here into the other flowers that we were growing. And it was amazing to see the diversity of different insects actually visiting all of our vegetables and all of our plants. We got so many swallowtails coming in on our parsley and our dill. The fence makes me really excited that you guys are here and that I can now share all these things with you and you can see it. Another thing about what we've been doing out here is we haven't had too much of a plan. Again, with our low numbers and our high turnover being a nonprofit, originally when we put this roof out here, we planted a lot of things just right in the ground, like the chive that has just now really escaped. We're going to walk past our sweetgrass patch and our mint patch, which have basically coupled and are just doing their best, which is, fine. But feel free to grab some sweetgrass or mint on your way out, by all means. We're going to walk down this row past the really sad corn. We're still going to look at it. And then over there to where that fence and that silver bed is. On the way, you'll see the corn over here. Whoops. Again, please watch your step. The corn over here looks kind of like a zombie. It has a mushroom growing on it called huitlacoche. It's a delicacy in Mexican cuisine. It's really interesting mushroom with black spores coming out of it right now, so we left it too long. But feel free to give it a little touch. It's really interesting. Give it a little pinch. Yeah.